blessing. All we're doing, so all they seeing is human beings killing other human beings. Where they're going and what they'll be, then the children only gonna go where we lead them. Cry for the children, cry for the children, cry for the children, cry for the children. Understand? Little rich girl, she 10, hooked on Vicodin. Little poor girl, she 8 and she hardly ate. So our little stomach growling, keep her up all late. Little boy 13, gotta hustle the fiends. So a little boy 9, about to lose his mind. He was kidnapped and forced to fight in the army with a bunch of other little soldiers crying for mommy. The children are the future, we say. So tell me why we desecrate the children this way. It's an Amber Alert, a child's getting hurt. Nobody cares, we put our heads in the dirt. Yo, to me that's crazy cause the children come first. Make them feel protected, give the children comfort. All we doing, so all they seeing is human beings killing other human beings. The children are lost with no one to lead them, so I cry for the children. Cry for the children. I cry for the children. I cry for the children. Cry for the children. And so I cry for the children. 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 They lost with no one to lead them. I cry for the children down on Edmond's son, cause for the sickness that we gave them there's no medicine. Cry South America and Africa, Israel and Palestine, yo I'm there with ya. You see each and every child on this earth is born naked, and then we take them and we clothe them with hatred. We have a vow to protect and yo we break it. I see them crying and I just can't take it, so I cry for them, sigh for them. Somebody gotta ask why for them. Mommy and daddy, why you lied to them? Put my life on the line, yo I died for them. I mean, we could give them peace for sure. Instead we choose to send our children to war. Tell them life and love and all that special. You still fighting over land when the land will outlast you. So I cry for the children, 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 I cry for the children. They lost with no one to lead them. The children gonna learn the truth someday. The summer only holy on a Sunday. Only a few will try to build with you. The rest, all they wanna do is steal from you. Children take that burden, yet they take it gladly. Tell them live righteous and tell them be happy. Tell them that you love them and we need them badly. Teach them culture and I teach them family. Please, don't make the children be another victim. Give them the knowledge and let life give.
I'm Michelle Odom, one of the co-hosts of the book group, and I'm in New York. Welcome, Georgette.
I'm Georgette Moses, and I'm participating from Columbia, South Carolina, and I'm happy to be among my book group friends here tonight.
Okay, welcome.
Joelle.
Joel from Charleston, South Carolina. Just glad to be here.
Labeeb.
All right, Labeeb Hameed, coming to you live from Long Island, New York. Happy to be here. Happy to see everybody that is here today.
And you're moderating today.
Yes, I'm moderating today. Forgive me.
And Randie.
Hi, my name is Randie. I am watching from Atlanta. I'm excited Labeeb is moderating because I don't think I've ever been in a meeting where he was. I don't know if he has yet. So this is new.
Yeah, it is new. And Venita.
Hi, my name is Venita Walker. I'm joining you all from Connecticut. Welcome to the National Black Feminist Book Group. Enjoy the evening.
Very good. This is from Alice Walker's book, We Are the Ones We Have Been Waiting For, Inner Light and in a Time of Darkness. And this is from chapter 7. Let me just, who are the world's laborers? That's my question.
Non-white people. Next question.
Okay, next question. Well, who are the world's investors?
White people.
Okay. So where do we stand in the world's economy? Are we beneficiaries of the world economy, or are we the beneficiaries of the world economy?
Absolutely not.
So I'm asking, are we the beneficiaries? Are non-white people the beneficiaries of the current economic setup that is, that's in operation today? Are we non-black or non-white people, the laborers, are we the beneficiaries of the current economic setup? Are we on the inside or are we on the outside?
Well, I know personally, I'm on the outside. I don't know about anybody else, but I am not benefiting very much.
I pose the question to the group. So we have Venita.
I'm sorry, repeat the question.
Okay. Are we, the non-white people, are we the beneficiaries? Do we benefit from the way in which the economic structure is? Are we on the inside or outside of it?
You're talking about as a whole, as an individual. Now, you got some black folks out there doing pretty good in these downtowns. I'm not one of them, but you do have some black folks out there that are doing extremely. So, if you ask me as an individual, no, I'm not benefiting.
As a whole, do you think that we are?
As a whole, see, it's just not black folks. As a whole.
Non-white people.
Excuse me?
Non-white people. Are non-white people the beneficiaries of the current economic setup?
Well,
that's the question.
When you say non-white people,
I
know.
Me.
No, you may talk about people of color, period. But some
Correct.
people of color are doing very well. So we can't say it's all non-white people. You know what I'm saying? That's a very difficult question for me to answer. If you say if black folks, what I consider black folks are benefiting economically, no. But you can't say, I can't really say that all non-white people, because we have some brown people that are doing very well and are benefiting a lot. Have you checked out Mumbai lately?
Okay. Hold on a second.
You know what I mean? So the Americans, the people that are here in our country that are brown people. So we have to kind of distinguish what brown folks we're talking about, because some brown folks is really prospering economically here in this country.
Okay, I appreciate that clarification, Venita. Very, very good observation. I think what I'm trying to get at, in saying non-white people, I'm trying to be all inclusive in that regard, because I do agree with you. You have some non-white people, let's say, Chinese, for example, Asians.
Politically correct.
Yeah. Yes, matter of fact, China has the second largest economy in the world, second only to the United States, and it is projected that I believe it's by 2050 that China's economy will surpass America's as being the #1 world economy. Okay, that's a non-white group.
But in this country, Labeeb, in the United
Yes.
States of
Yeah.
America, right here in my office,
Yes.
black folks in this country are not prospering.
Correct.
But other brown folks from other countries that are in our countries, all of them aren't doing bad. Matter of fact, they're doing pretty good.
You're right, Venita.
But we got to distinguish. We got to stay right here, and we have to distinguish, in our own country. Now, why American black people are not doing as well? That gets very complicated. But there are a lot of brown people, non-whites. And this country is made up of mostly brown people, mind you, that are doing very well.
And you're right. And I would venture to say that they have the somewhat of an option of operating from a somewhat different economic base that's kind of outside of the white economic base, as to why someone from China who's non-white, or why someone from India who's non-white can come here, or for that matter go anywhere in the world and do well. So I don't want to draw that kind of distinction in terms of non-white.
It gets very complicated if you want to get into economics, which I don't mind doing it. This is not the forum for it, but we can get into economics. And there's reason why black Americans, other than just being disenfranchised, aren't doing well. But that's another story. We have to get back to Alice.
Well, I think that's what the point that Alice is trying to make in this chapter here is that we need to take a look at the basis for wealth generation, and into whose hands has that wealth been concentrated. And when you look at it, in that broad sense, it's a black and white thing. The captains. Yeah, go ahead.
I don't know. I guess I just would maybe say it a little bit differently in terms of the point that she's trying to make, because I think we know how wealth has been generated. The point that I see her making is, what is it that we need to do to restructure the existing relationships that cause this extreme poverty for much of the world.
And okay, and I got that point. And I'm getting that from you and Venita, okay? I'm trying to be a little bit deliberate in getting there, without us, losing the finish line, or the end product in this case here. The solution does lie within us. However, I think I'm just trying to point out, or get there, what magnitude, or what is the dimensions of what we're up against. Okay, we are up against a global economic powerhouse. And it is not enough, and this is where I think Alice is leading us. It's not enough to participate or even be able to participate in the labor part of this economic system. In other words, it's not enough to be employed, but understand that when we are employed simply as laborers and we're unable to, from our wages, from our income, be able to access health care, able to access higher education, able to access decent housing and things of that nature, we're kind of living hand to mouth, then we're not going to be able to grow our money, our wealth, simply at that level. We will spend an entire lifetime at that level, never transporting or giving any wealth basis to the next generation, to our children. So we'll be stuck generation after generation after generation right where we are, one or two steps up from our experience as slaves. And as a matter of fact, if we look at our current situation, we're dang near one step back onto the plantation. That's that's the system that we must begin to understand. Is I think is where she's leading us to. That's that inner light. That inner light is an understanding of what it is, this colossal thing called global economics. That system, as Fidel Castro described it, is in complete opposition to our ever being able to stand on our own 2 feet, economically, and then to be able to make some moves from there, economically, politically, educationally, X, Y, and Z. And basically, it's when Fidel Castro points out that there's a few of the richest individuals whose collective wealth is greater than the collective wealth of, 48 of the poorest countries, what they produce. Hang on, that's a problem.
Excuse me.
Are we beneficiaries? Are we, are we doing well? Are we well healed? Are we well positioned? Are we growing? Are we, what's the deal? How do you see it?
Well, I agree with Venita that we're in different places, but it's also true that the majority of the world's people are living in deep poverty. And even the people here in the United States who are in poverty, like myself, have more access to wealth than many poor people in other countries. So I think that the reason I said not much when you ask are we beneficiaries is because of that, because even poor people in the United States, for example, I live in New York City, and I say all the time, well, if a girl has to be homeless, New York City has probably got to be the best place on earth for that to happen. It has an extensive shelter system where you can have a roof over your head and food in your stomach. All you have to do is block out the drama all around you. But, a place to sleep and food in your stomach are not bad given the kind of poverty that we know exists in other countries and in pockets in the U.S. But I think that the way, and I think the reason people may be having some difficulty answering the question, Labeeb, I think that the way the divide and conquer strategy works, it's effective on so many levels. If I were the oppressor, I'd never stop using it either, because it just works. And so part of the way it works is, well, if you have a little bit more than one person, then you feel like, you know, you're kind of doing okay. And as long as you don't lose anything, as long as you don't have to share anything, as long as you can feel like you are upwardly mobile, and that all you have to do is work hard and pull yourself up by your bootstraps, and, you know, don't be a lazy so-and-so. As long as you believe the mantra that we're taught, then you can take your station in life like your personal, like it's all about your personal actions. But I think we're moving much closer to the sort of caste system, and that may be why Alice Walker started out with a quote from Mahatma Gandhi. I think we're moving much closer to a caste system where you are essentially locked in an economic position from the day you're born until the day you die. And while there is some variation within that system, that variation is actually the divide and conquer strategy that stops us from moving in a collective way to make changes in what you describe, Labeeb, as this colossal monster.
Very, very good, Michelle. Very good. Anybody want to follow up on that?
Well, I just wanted to piggyback on what Michelle said about that, you know, that caste system and the subcaste and the divide and conquer. And that what I got from this chapter from Alice Walker was one of her methods she's advising us to do was to realize that we are all black. We came from one black mother, similar DNA, and our other mother is the earth, whose soil is black. So even though you have particular groups of people, and these are, like you said, Labeeb, families who generationally pass down and keep that wealth within that family in order to control resources, be they physical or human, you know, that's how they keep control of the world, how the world works, because that's what the level they're thinking on. And they keep us too busy worrying about survival to even attempt to come together to disrupt the hold they have on everything, from our water to our air to where we'll be able to live, you know, in our educational system. So we've got to think outside of that box they put us in. And in this chapter, Alice gives us several ways we can. Now, whether you want to accept them, you want to go metaphysical on it, but we've got to do something, because physically we have no weapons. We have no defense because they've taken it all from us. So that's just what I wanted to add on to that.
Thank you.
Excellent. Excellent.
Tell them live righteous and tell them be happy. Tell them that you love them and we need them badly. Teach them culture and I teach them family. Please don't make the children be another victim. Give them the knowledge and let life give wisdom. See, life shouldn't be so harsh. We gave up on our progeny, that's how it starts. Trying to wash your hands of them, they can't get washed. Gave up on your progeny and now they lost. Please, before you fly a plane in the building, yo, why don't you think about the children before you let Bush drop another bomb to kill them? them. Please, oh please, meditate on the children. We teach war to our sons and our daughter, and that's why they inherit the wars of the father. So I cry for the children, cry for the children, cry for the children, I cry for the children, no, I cry for the children, I cry for the children, I cry for the children, cry for the children, I cry, I for the children, no, I cry for the children, they lost with no one to lead them.